Hello there. Thank you for sticking with us these last few weeks. I know that things have been obviously very crazy around the world as they have now escalated to in London. So there are a few things that I want to say in lieu of the regularly scheduled content that we had going out this week, because obviously we're getting loads of questions and everybody's not really sure what's going on with their trip. So first off, I do want to say that you should only really be following the government's advice on whether or not you should travel somewhere. And obviously this is moving and changing really quickly. For example, I wrote a statement covering a lot of things I'm about to talk about yesterday, and even that already is out of date because since I wrote that, the Prime Minister Boris Johnson has advised that people only go out if it's essential, and they're telling us not to go to the pubs, and to restaurants and to social gatherings. So obviously a lot of restaurants and things are closing up, and that contradicts what I had said in that thing in the statement earlier. So really the only place you should be getting your concrete information of whether you should travel somewhere or not, or travel at all, is from your country's equivalent of the State Department. So that's whoever in your country is supposed to be telling people it's safe to travel or not. So that's the State Department in the US. Here in the UK, it's the Foreign, the FCO, the Foreign Commonwealth Office. Those are the people you should be giving you the concrete advice as to whether or not you should be traveling at this point. So unfortunately, a lot of the media has been misrepresenting certain things in order to make money. So that's fun. Should you travel to London at this moment? You probably can't at this current time. This is the first time that I would say that I'm actively saying right now you shouldn't come over, because for the next 30 days people have been advised not to go out. So pretty much a lot of things are going to be closing up if they have not already. Not everywhere, but and I imagine most of you guys are American. Obviously you'll be able to go back home if you come over here, but it's just obviously like kind of a big risk at this point with everything that's going on. Just to reiterate what I've said across our other social media channels. Oops, knocked that over. Just to reiterate what I've said on our social media channels, my team and I are not answering any questions about the situation at this point. We're not experts in traveling during a pandemic. I appreciate that you want my on-the-ground advice, but we're not equipped to help you with this, even for trips that are a few months down the line, and I will get to that in a little bit. But any messages, comments, emails have been sent to us about anything related to this, we are not answering, and we're just going to be deleting. It's just too overwhelming, and this is above our pay grade, really. So please, as you're figuring out your future travel plans, be kind to the people that are trying to help you, especially airline staff members, anyone really, people who work at the hotels. I understand, like, if you're meant to be traveling in the next month or two, you're probably dealing with a lot of frustration in terms of getting answers for your trip. The thing is, you do have to remember, and this is coming from somebody who is in the travel industry, and I have many friends, very close friends and family members that are directly in the heat of this. Most people in the travel industry right now are thinking about how they probably won't have a job very soon, even the ones that work for big national airlines, big hotel groups, things like that, because unfortunately this has already had a significant impact on the travel industry. I mean, personally for me, I don't see really any money coming in for the business, probably for the next at least a couple of months. So please be kind and keep in mind that these people, a lot of them have also been asked to take unpaid leave, and that might not even help them keep their jobs. So please be as kind as possible. And at the end of the day, I know it is possibly a lot of money for you, but remember that these people are about to lose their livelihoods and you're just trying to figure out your holiday. So just try to keep perspective and things will work out in the end. And finally, keep booking travel, or don't cancel travel that you have in the future. The only way that the majority of companies in the travel industry are possibly going to be able to make it through this until the time when we get through and actually everybody is ready to start traveling again, which we don't know, it could be in a couple months or it could be a few more months down the line. The only way that especially these small companies like mine that will be able to make it through this crazy time is if you don't panic cancel your future trips a few months down the line, and if you have the means, continue to plan future travel. At this point, most travel companies are offering like insanely flexible cancellation policies, including airlines, which usually are really difficult to cancel and change flights. So if you wanted to come in October, please keep planning your trip. Be aware of cancellation policies. I know most tour companies are offering like stupidly easy to cancel and postpone cancellation policies. Tons of hotel chains, both big and then also small boutique hotels, are offering free cancellation because they want you to feel secure in the fact that if you book something but then you're not actually able to travel, that you can still get your money back. And also putting some money into these businesses at this point could make or break them, and it could be the deciding factor as to whether they can stay afloat and continue to employ the people that they employ or they don't. So if you have the means, please continue booking travel for the future, and also don't fully cancel anything that's in the future. We don't know how this is going to be. Obviously, if it's in the next couple months, that's understandable. Sometime down the line, it could be totally fine, and the industry really needs your money, especially if you're still keen to come at that point. So please try to remember that as well as you are thinking about your next few months. And finally, as for us at Love in London, as I said, we won't really have very much money, if any at all, coming in probably for the next at least the next couple of months, as people are not visiting London. So what you can expect from us is that we're going to have a significantly reduced amount of content that we will be publishing. So we have a few pieces that we've already made ahead of time, and we will be trying to publish YouTube content weekly. However, I obviously need to be keeping my costs down, so I can't be paying for multiple people to help to produce these videos anymore. So I'm going to try to think of some content that will be interesting for everyone, whether or not you're traveling to London anytime soon or not, that I will produce myself. Going back to the old days where I did everything myself, so that will be fun. Also, if you have any ideas for things you'd like to see on the channel that are like sit-down videos, or just anything really that wouldn't require me to go out into public too much, or would require my usual production team, I'm all ears. Let me know if there's something you'd like to hear about, even like life living in London, or I don't know, anything like that. But we also do have a few more videos planned that are related to visiting London. So if you're continuing to plan your trip in the future, we still have lots of content that we can provide for you. It's just going to be in smaller numbers. The biggest thing that you can do is, for anyone who is a travel creator, keep engaging with their content, keep watching what they're doing. Obviously, the less that you watch, less ad revenue comes in, which it already is anyway, because I don't know, I'm sure you know the deal. But the more that you can engage with their content, obviously it's very discouraging when you produce content, you put so much time and effort into it, and then it gets released and nobody's watching it, which is understandable. But if you're still planning on coming to London, it's still useful information for you. So if you can try to keep engaging, and keep watching and keep consuming content, that's really helpful. Also, if you have the 3-day itinerary, that is going to work for you until the end of 2021. So even if you postpone your trip till next year, that's completely fine. It will still be completely useful for you, and yeah, you can still use it to get excited about your trip whenever it's going to be in the future. And you can still buy the 3-day itinerary, because if you're going to be visiting maybe a couple or a few months down the line, again, even if you don't end up going, you'll be able to use it for quite a long time. And especially now that this is going on, we'll make sure that everybody is able to use their guide for whenever their trip ends up being postponed to. That is no problem at all. Right. So do let me know in the comments if there's anything that you would like to see during this interesting time in travel. But otherwise, stay safe, and hopefully this will all blow over soon and we can all get back to what we love to do, which is to travel. And what I love to do is share this amazing city with all of you, because I promise we will be back at it soon enough, and there's going to be loads for you to do and experience, and you're going to love it.